I'm so excited to have Chris Freer here. He was the co-author of the flagship book, Volume 1 of Rattled Awake. Hi, Chris.
Hello there. Hello. Hello.
So real quick, talk dirty to me. What's been happening since we last did?
Okay. Well, I mean, I was, I was blown away actually that I got the opportunity to write a chapter in the first Rattled Awake volume. I'd never been given an opportunity like that in my life, and well,
Oh,
I didn't believe that I could write really. It's all stuff that I'm getting over, but it was a fantastic experience. Thank you.
yeah. You didn't let on what a challenge it is for you to read, and and then when I caught up with you a couple months later, you said, it doesn't matter. I can't stop writing.
Yeah,
And
no, it's definitely ignited something in me now. Um, and yeah, I am writing a book. Um, and I'm well, I've actually wrote the first draft, to be quite honest with you. Um,
congratulations.
yeah, yeah, wrote the first draft, realized it wasn't quite the book that I wanted to write, so I'm adjusting it now.
So let me ask you something. Did you do the 5 rave reviews of your book before you started or at some point?
No.
I want to recommend that. I'm putting that out there because, every month that I do a volume for the book, for the series, I go through the workshop with everyone.
Yeah.
And I always recommend doing 5 rave reviews, which is what do you want, 5 things that you hope would be said about your book. And these chapters have the impact of a book. They're so powerful, but they're universal messages. And so it's applicable from the chapters, sort of training that we got, parlays right into a book. And the
Yeah.
rave reviews will be, what do you hope people will take away from your book?
Mm.
And maybe how they see you. I'm gonna tell you something. As much as I do this, I did a rave reviews on a chapter that I'd already, hashed out with like this, right? And I was like, I missed the mark. I completely missed the mark. I had to go back and fix my chapter too, because what I wanted to accomplish and what I said didn't work out. So this is a great way to self-edit.
Mm.
And yeah, so that way you can stay on point. You almost have it like at the top of your paper, like I want to make sure that this comes out and that comes out and that people take away this thing. So
Yeah.
that way you don't
Yeah.
have to start over too many more times.
Mm. Yeah. You're looking amazingly well, Lonnie. You really are. Yeah. Whatever you're doing must be, well, it's nourishing and making you flourish, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. Ribbit.
But I went up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I appreciate that. It's definitely been challenging with the challenging times that we're in. And
Yeah.
but when I start talking to you guys are everything to me. You authors, and what has happened for you and what happens to you as a result of doing this. This experiential workshop and continued movement that is the Rattled Awake movement, I guess.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, it's the words I hear. Um,
Mm.
so I was curious, how how has writing this chapter, aside from now starting your own book, helped you? In what ways?
Do you know what? There's been a seismic shift in my life, really, I think.
Wow.
It you know, that experience of writing my chapter um really opened I mean, look, don't get me wrong, I think I was doing quite well before, yeah. um and I mean, you need to read my chapter in volume one I'm not going to bore people with going over my story, but my passion is creating best health for as many people as I possibly can in this world. Okay. We have a chronic health explosion in our communities today. Yeah. Unfortunately, America is the most obese country in the world, you know, and the country I live in is not far behind you, you know, and that situation and what we're being encouraged to eat, if you like, and the lifestyle that being encouraged to take part in is not servicing our health needs, you know, and it's making our communities sick. Yeah. And speaking as someone who's lived with a chronic health condition for over 20 years and gone from wheelchair to walking using what I promote to people, you know, it's ignited this massive passion in me. And
Oh,
one of the ways that I'm getting that message out there is, and look, you're the tagline queen, right? I can't think of words quick enough really, but it's writing powerful messages is a way for me to grab people's attention and get them to think about their own lifestyles. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I need a really good tagline for that, my darling.
As soon as we hit stop on the recording, we'll talk about that. Because really, I mean, you've got to hook them like a fish and then reel them in with truth. And you are nothing but an amazing example of possibility and made real. It's not just possible with you. It's not just potential, it's done. And who better to listen to? You know, some people learn from other people's mistakes. I say learn from, or I didn't say it. John Maxwell said it, learn from their successes. And
Yeah.
I have personally witnessed you. Now you are already a courageous man, but you have blossomed in your just taking on the writing. The nervousness, the quiet guy that was over there all weekend who didn't say much, and then the beautiful chapter that you wrote and delivered, and the guy you've become since, the inspiration and the motivation for others is just it's why I do this. I'm gonna
Thank you.
go get emotional.
Yeah, and I'm getting that way as well.
It means
Oh,
so much, because we've lived to tell about it, whatever it is. And you're from wheelchair to walking is amazing. But the fact that you've been able to grasp onto how to tell your story and share your message and reach people, reach and teach, that's that's why we're here. You're doing a beautiful job.
I truly believe that everything that's happened to me in my life has been for a reason. And that
Mm.
reason is I'm hoping to open people's minds up and so that they can avoid the dark alleys that I went down, if you like, you know,
Precisely.
because you don't have to do that, guys. You know, it's there are other choices that you can make and decisions you can make for yourself that will benefit you more, really will, you know.
You remind me when I was going through so much. I said, and that's why that lantern is behind me. I
Oh
said,
yeah.
I want to return with a lantern and hopefully a laugh to show people the way out of the darkness and avoid the pitfalls that I fell into,
Mm,
because you don't have to stumble around by yourself.
mm.
And with someone like you in their corner, yeah, they can only do better. They can only do well. You
I
have so
love the
much
land.
to offer. Thank you for being part of the Rattled Awake series, the flagship book, for trusting me to help you. As
Mm.
that really means a lot, and it still does.
It was an easy decision for me to make, and it actually really was an easy decision for me to make. Lonnie, you are, look, we've never met, not in person, have we? And there's a massive ocean between us. But you inspired me, and the amount of trust that comes out of your words just it just made it a decision for me that I couldn't say no,
Oh,
you know.
the wordsmith has new words.
Good.
Thank you,
Mm.
Chris. Thank you. Where can people get in touch with you? What can they do next to follow up with you?
I think really, I mean, the best way to get in touch with me is through my website, which is www.upbeatlife.co.uk. You'll find me on social media. If you put my name in, I think I'll come up fairly rapidly.
Yes.
But that's the best way to get in touch with me because you can book and just have a chat with me because I love talking to people. I absolutely love talking to people, and all you got to do is press that button, and you can get a link to me. Yeah.
What are a couple ways that you love to help people? Who is ideal for you?
I think for me, I suppose my ideal person is 35 to 45 and upwards. People that are maybe pre chronic health condition like type 2 diabetes or actually they just want to start to change their outlook on life. I work very much on the language that we use when we're talking about ourselves, and in my experience, and it's actually quite shocking, the things that we say to ourselves, we would rarely say to someone else because we can be really actually quite nasty when
Yeah.
we're talking to ourselves, and that kind of language is the thing that's getting in the way of you changing, creating, going forward, whatever it is. It's you have got to get out of your way. You know, you helped me get out of my way, and I
Oh.
achieved the goal with you, which I think
Doesn't get any better.
no.
Thanks for joining me today. Guys, look up Chris Freer. The description will have his website. Thanks for listening to us today here on Rattled Awake Cafe. This is Lonnie Ray, and I'm out for now, but I'll be back.